Welcome to Bit Different,
Welcome back.
episode 3.
So what's new in your life?
Oh,
This whole week that's passed.
I feel terrible. Nothing ever really. Oh, well, there's some new stuff. There's new things happening, non-work things because I'm always working. But outside of gaming, Todd and I just made a very big purchase a couple weeks ago, and we finally got to take advantage of it. We got a new bed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
Love machine.
It's a very adult purchase to like buy a new bed just because they're not cheap. We bought a Lisa mattress, which is similar to a Casper kind of thing. It's like a latex and memory foam thing that comes through the mail, all rolled up about the size of a water cooler. And but I got to unroll the mattress. He waited for me to get there because he knew I wanted to see it grow from water cooler size to giant bed size.
That's my favorite part of the day is sleeping. So
right? It's like my favorite part of the day, and my least favorite part's getting out of bed.
Yeah, there are two things you do most of your life if you live in LA. One is sleeping, possibly, and the other is sitting in your car. So you better have a good one of both of those.
How's about you? What are you up to?
Not much. I went back home and helped a friend move all weekend, and brought out my muscles, and it was fun. I got to see friends. I got to have dinner with my dad, and that's about it.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Cetine, by the way, halfway through the podcast.
And I'm Rob. Did I introduce myself?
No. But that's because I asked a question way too soon.
It's fine. Well, that's awesome, actually, that you drove out of town to help someone
to help
move.
a friend move. But guess what I did get to play many hours of, which is very exciting to me. The Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
newest one.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Was that Smash Brothers Brawl? Isn't that Brawl? No, it's actually just Smash Brothers for the Wii U, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brawl was for the Wii.
Brawl was for the Wii. Yeah. The main reason I wanted to play it was because I wanted to be Bayonetta.
Yeah, I was about to ask who your character was. She's DLC, though, isn't she?
She's DLC.
So who was your character then?
So I used Zero Suit Samus.
Okay.
And she's dope.
I'm a regular Samus guy myself.
Really?
Metroid is one of my favorite series, and so I just gravitated towards Samus in her suit.
There was this article that came out last year that was very controversial where one of the creators of Samus said that she's actually supposed to be transgender.
Really?
And this came out last January, I think. And he said that she's supposed to be new half, which is apparently the Japanese derogatory term for a transgender person. I think it's kind of cool, new half. Like, I know people don't like to think in binaries, especially if you're trans, but I think the term new half is pretty dope.
Well, it's interesting because it's not grounded in gender as we know it at all. It's not.
It sounds sci-fi.
Yeah, it sounds very modern and very future.
Yeah,
in that it sounds nearly
like it should be in Mass Effect.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds nearly like a biotic science kind of thing. That's kind of cool.
I'm a Krogan. I'm an Asari. I'm a new half.
But I can see how some people would not be on board.
Right. So anyhow, when that article came out, I went in a Twitter war with this guy who wrote this stupid rant. And I wrote back saying, just because they say she's trans, it may or may not be so. It may not be like because that's not who she is in the game. Just it was the creator who wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I said, don't disrespect her. She's trans when she's not trans. She's still a woman.
Yeah.
And then we went back and forth, and then all these people got involved. I hate Twitter wars.
The internet is...
I eventually just had to step away and say, this is stupid. It's like arguing with air.
Yeah, the internet is a very frustrating place.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And my other favorite character to play is Shulk.
Shulk.
Shulk is the hero from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Okay, I've put so little time into the Wii U Smash Brothers. I had no idea that was a character in it.
Yeah, and you can even be in his underwear.
Really?
Like when you can in Xenogears when you don't have any armor on. And I was like, this is kind of cute, but how old is this kid supposed to be?
A little jailbaity.
But don't worry, I looked. He's supposed to be 18. We're good.
Oh, good. Well, I would think that Nintendo wouldn't get, too saucy if it wasn't semi-okay.
Yeah, well, he looks I don't know if he looks 18, but
I had no idea that Bayonetta was for purchase. Like, or I guess I might have known that, but I immediately forgot.
yeah. So that was a bummer. We didn't get her. I was like, I have this thing against DLCs that you have to pay for. I'm just like, you should be able to earn them in the game, but you already paid for the game. They all want to make more money, but
Well, yeah, I need to get the paid expansions for the Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS because I just hooked up the Wii U again. Like I decided it was time to move on, and I packed it away, and then I received a game code for some Wii U stuff that I wanted to play, so I pulled it back out, hooked it up, downloaded those things.
What game?
It's a game that there's another podcast I was listening to where they were ranting and raving about this game, and I was very curious, and I looked up videos of it, and I was like, well, it looks a little J-poppy to the point where like I don't really think that this will be a game I can do or tolerate. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE#.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And, like the videos, I was like, I don't know if this really
That
looks
really
like something I want to
fun.
do, but everyone says it's really good.
Yeah, I want to play it with you. That looks so cool. I want to be there and watch it. So can you tell me a little bit about this Conan Exile that you posted on our Twitter feed that has naked balls and penises floating all over the screen?
Okay, so yeah, actually, can I steal that pen for one quick second? I need to jot something down.
Yes.
So very professional here as I do this.
No, we like that.
So
Are you drawing a penis?
yes, of course I'm drawing a penis. While we're on the topic, one
You're
must
like,
draw one.
This is the tip, and these are the balls.
So there was it popped up in my RSS feed, Conan Exile, is it?
Mm-hmm.
And couldn't even tell you what the full title was because I only remember what I want to remember from it. So it's Conan Exile, and it's currently in Steam Early Access, and it has a very involved character creation screen. And in it, if you are playing as a woman, it lets you change the bust size.
Yep.
And as a man, it has an endowment slider, and literally it can go from sort of acorn on balls to like to this sort of swinging dong type situation. And
I wonder if you have a longer or a bigger dick, that means your character's more powerful.
I think it's literally just so there's a internet
Just for
comedy
vanity's
gold.
purpose.
Yeah. I mean, and even then, you don't have. You're not going to see the dick all the time. Eventually, you're supposed to be able to craft clothing so you can
I would never
protect yourself. Well, yeah, why bother at that point?
Yeah, or I would just have armor on top and nothing on bottom.
Well,
some leggings, some crotchless leggings.
And one person tweeted, "Oh, thank God, I was finally able to craft some armor so I don't look so stupid." And they're wearing armor on the top half and completely bottomless on the bottom half. And so, yeah, it's interesting to see. Especially male nudity represented in games.
I don't know. If it's not legal in television, why would it be legal in games?
Well, I think there's a thing.
Because it's not hard, or
well, that I imagine is part of it. But I'm not sure of the rules on it because I have to read up on it whenever I am looking into this sort of stuff. But the ESRB is the ratings board for video games, and I think if your game is not sold in stores, if it's only digital, I think you can avoid a rating. I'm not sure because this game also isn't even released yet. It's not officially available. It is in Steam Early Access, so it is available to purchase, but the game is not done.
Well, to add insult to injury, they do have a vanity cam where you can check out your character from all angles and take photos and videos and stuff, kind of like what they did in the reviews.
Yeah, the guy doing squats.
Yeah, but I was looking at the actual game, and I mean, it looks beautiful, but then the frame rate's so choppy. Everything, it's like it skips a cell or a frame. I don't know.
Well, that's also probably a symptom of it being in early access, just because the game's not done. It's in a pretty much. I don't think early access is
like a beta state.
It might be like a beta state. I'm not sure where it fits in the alpha, beta, and then towards finish situation. But the early access is a great way for them to sort of work out the kinks and have people play it, give feedback. it of course made me start thinking about, like, I made a quick little list of noteworthy wangs in games.
Yes.
If anyone
excited.
is into that. So a lot of
Everybody is.
a lot of people said, like, move over Rust. There's a new Dick game in town when Conan happened. There's a game called Rust. I think that's the full title. I'm not 100% on that. I actually never played it. It's only for PC. One that gets covered a lot is Custer's Revenge for the, like, I think it was for the Atari, or maybe it was for the PC, where you play as this guy with a giant erection, like old, very pixely Atari generation kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to cross this desert where there are hazards coming down from the sky to rape a Native American woman who's, I think, tied to a cactus.
Oh, yeah. I have heard about this game.
Much has been talked about that. It's not the most, it's graphic in its concept. It's not graphic in its execution necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one a lot of people talk about. I know that in some of the Leisure Suit Larry games, they actually did show his dick.
Really?
Very pixely. But like in Leisure Suit Larry 3, when you're walking around the gym, if you walk towards camera, there it is. There's a camera angle from underneath, from the ground up. So you see like balls and stuff when he's in the shower. It's like, it was kind of, it's very non-sexualized.
Yeah.
Even though the whole game is about getting laid. So that's another one that was kind of interesting. This is an unofficial dick game.
Which one?
Spore. Do you know that one? It's from the guy who made The Sims, I believe.
God, I've never heard of most of these games.
Well, Spore was another PC title, and it's a game where you develop organisms, and then they evolve and stuff, and like you are sort of creating like a world, sort of. And a lot of people are just making characters that look like dick and balls.
Yeah.
It just sort of became the thing of like, all right, we're just going to make another character that just looks like a dick and balls.
Yeah.
And so that sort of became a internet thing for a minute. But now we're on to the more modern stuff.
Yes, tell me one I've heard of.
Well, one of the first like noteworthy things of an on-screen dick was GTA 4 expansion, The Ballad of Gay Tony.
Okay, I never played that expansion, but I played GTA 4.
Well, in that one, I hear it's a good expansion.
Yeah,
I heard both
I
expansions.
hear he's one of like the best gay character storylines. Also,
yes,
like the best queer character storylines.
That's what I've heard as well. Because he's a normal dude, happens to be gay.
Yeah.
And I believe it's not even the Gay Tony character. It's another guy who ends up like bearing his junk towards camera, and he's very bushy. It's all bush and a very low detail penis.
Needs to manscape,
but it's
make
still
it look
there.
Bigger.
Yeah, but it's there, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then one that I really remember that stuck out in my head that was really we'll get this one last because it's kind of interesting. The Order 1886 was a game for the PS4.
Yeah.
And that game has one of the, I won't say best looking, but it has one of the most detailed on-screen wangs in a video game I've ever seen.
What?
Like you bust in.
Nobody played that game.
Well, I did.
Oh.
And like at one point you bust in a room while a guy is banging a prostitute, and he gets out from under her, and he's and you're fighting with him. Like I think he has a gun or a knife or something.
So you're fighting him and he's naked.
He's naked.
He's
and
slapping you with it.
Nearly. But no, and the camera dips down there, and it's like it is a very detailed penis. The internet wrote all about it because I mean at this point it is kind of interesting. Like no one writes about impressive breasts in a video game.
Yeah.
But at this point, a dick is still something special.
Yeah,
in,
but
in games.
You've seen breasts for years in video games,
yeah,
television, whatever. Penis is this, few and far between.
Yeah,
you don't see a lot of those.
Final frontier here.
Yeah. I think Conan Exile is going to make it boring,
right? Oh, dicks, yawn.
What?
Yeah. And then my personal favorite, Dante's Inferno. For last generation, so it was PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and it came out I think within a month or two of God of War 3. But one of the more noteworthy things in it was that at the very end, when you encounter the devil, he has the sort of goat legs and all that, and he has the most giant fucking swinging dick.
What?
Like, not kidding.
I have to look this up.
He has a giant. Like dick and balls, like just huge set.
Oh my
And
god.
during the final battle, I'd say don't check YouTube because I think YouTube actually flags it and takes it down.
No. What do I check?
I have no idea. Just try Googling it, Ayana. Maybe there's an image result for it. But and during the fight at one point that you have with him, he takes flight. And when he's flying, the dick physics are very real.
Dante Inferno Devil Dick. That's what I search.
This sounds like a search that could be real interesting. And while you're playing the final battle, at one point the camera was kind of behind him, and I was like, wow, there's a bunch of backball here.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I have to come around so I can see this picture.
Oh wow, it's huge.
Yep, that's it.
And is he circumcised? No, he's not circumcised.
The devil's a natural man.
He's very natural.
And then, I remembered playing Dante's Inferno.
This is everything.
And every time you see Beatrice, his wife, her dress is torn and she always has a boob hanging out. And one of the bosses is Cleopatra. She's topless, and little infant, unbaptized infant babies crawl out of her nipples. The game's fucking weird, but it's great. And there's so much female nudity in it. I think it's sort of expected. And then when you suddenly see a giant devil dick, and then during the ending, Dante's actually stripped nude at the end of the game and walks away from camera naked, and you see a little bit of side junk at the very end of him. But I actually, my hat was off to them for having what I feel is the artistic integrity to kind of hold the sexes equal to a degree. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the female nudity was a little gratuitous and unnecessary, but at least, they had some naked men by the time they were done, and they didn't shy away from it. Because that's the thing. They could have pulled on Austin Powers and always put a spice rack or something, in front of them.
Oh, well.
But
yeah.
They just were like, we're going to let it swing.
So cool.
Anyway, that's my quick that's Rob's minute on male nudity in video games.
Oh my god. Well, I wish I had never played any of those games, so I had nothing to say about them. But
do you still have your PlayStation 3 hooked up?
I do.
Oh man, I have to bring Dante's Inferno. You have to play it. It's a good game anyway.
Okay, I'll have to play it. Yeah, I have it. But that leads me to my crush of the week.
Ooh.
Who is Dante from Devil May Cry. If you haven't played it, so Dante doesn't have white hair in the reboot, but there is a cute little cut scene where he gets a little wig on him, and he's like, I would never do that. And in the opening scene, he's in his trailer, completely naked with a little blanket on top of him. This demon is coming after him, so you think you're going to fight this creature nude, which is what you really hope for. But what happens is he jumps through his trailer, and as he noodly, is that a word? Noodly jumps through the air, kind of floats through. As you said, it Austin Powers him, and there's a pizza in front of his dick.
Yeah, which seriously, if you're going to cover up a dick with anything, it better be a slice of pizza.
Oh god,
right?
It's still tasty, and it's a really good intro. So if you haven't seen it, we'll have to post it on Twitter.
And that is a great game anyway, really.
Yeah. It has the style of Bayonetta.
I think the Bayonetta guy came from Devil May Cry. I think he
worked on
it.
Yes, I think you're right, yeah.
There's similar,
but is it
similar
different
DNA.
Company?
Yes,
it's
different company, but there is similar DNA in the developer, the actual people.
Yeah. But also the guy who voices Dante, his name is Tim Phillips. He's really cute.
Is he?
He's really cute. But here's the crazy thing. So he is actually the voice or the face model for the character Virgil.
Okay,
so the voice of Dante is the face of Virgil,
which is funny because Dante's very cute, and Virgil is also a very handsome character.
Yeah, very handsome.
But the funny thing is, I definitely remember thinking wow, Dante's good-looking guy. Virgil's voice though, I loved. He had a good voice. Well, Virgil's
more booming.
Virgil's voice is it's a little more imposing, and it's also a little bit more I want to say controlled, but Dante's the crazy one.
Yeah,
Virgil is the straight-laced dude in a very long coat. He's
the militant versus the bad boy.
Yeah, because Dante's a rebel.
Yeah,
and
totally.
and Virgil is just handsome.
Yeah, but that opening sequence, I swear, that just changed my life when I saw it the first time.
And it definitely sort of changed the tone of the series, because Devil May Cry 1 through 4 did not have anything like that.
No,
Like,
it wasn't slapsticky. It
yeah,
wasn't. Yeah, the whole scene is very comedy sorts, but
because
Devil May Cry wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a good series. I hope they do another, but I haven't heard anything.
Well, yeah, I haven't heard anything about that one. And I know that Ninja Theory, the people who made it, they moved on to a new franchise. It's called Hellblade, and it looks really great. I mean, I've enjoyed what Ninja Theory's made thus far. Delayed to 2017, so there's no actual specific date. So, what are you playing right now? Like, what's the?
Well, since I was gone all week,
Oh yeah,
moving, I am finishing Titanfall 2.
Okay, so you've made a little bit more progress.
I have to be at the end. I'm in like this huge Titan battle.
Oh, all right then.
So
Yeah, you might be towards the end.
well, the Titan battle happened. These people escaped with the key or the I forget what the device is called, but
The Allspark.
yeah, basically. They took the Allspark, and now I have to go chase them in a jet. So that's what's happening right now. But do you know what happened with Titanfall is it keeps fucking up, and
Like the servers, or
no,
is it
the
crashing?
game is crashing.
That's weird. I finished my 5th game of the year this year. I finished Resident Evil 7. It was awesome. It was so good. I did half of it in VR, and then I did half of it in normal 2D, because I was doing long play sessions, and my nerves were getting fried.
Really?
And it was no physical discomfort.
I heard it's scary.
It was scary. Well, it's like, luckily you sort of get a little numb to it a little bit. I mean, you're still going to always kind of be having this, you're going to be on edge, because that's what the game wants.
Uh-huh.
But to be honest, I feel like the first hour and a half were the scariest part of that game. After that, though, you sort of get wise to it, and you get more weapons, and so you start to feel more like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
You're never just traipsing about being completely invincible, but you don't feel as helpless after the first hour and a half, and it was so good. And I'm actually about to buy the first set of expansion content for it.
They already have it out?
Yeah, like
Jeez.
a lot of people were a little up in arms that 1 week, 2 weeks.
It's like planned.
Yeah, 1 week or 2 weeks after the game was done, or after it was released, there's already a $10 paid bit of content. But some people are saying it is some of the best puzzles in the game, because in it you play a character who's tied to or trapped in a bedroom, I think, and you have to sort of get out of bed and figure out some environmental puzzles in the room in order to escape. But you only have a limited amount of time before your captor comes back to you, and when your captor comes back, if they see that you've done anything in the room,
oh, they'll
they
notice.
know.
Oh,
It's
that
like-
reminds me of Misery.
It's just like Misery.
Turn the bird.
Yep, the penguin's always
Little
facing
birdie.
south-southeast. And so it's like that, where like you have to cover your tracks and make sure that you aren't caught. And I hear it's extremely tense. I hear it's extremely good. I cannot wait. I'm really, really excited.
Oh my
and
god!
very,
I don't know
very
if I could
nervous.
play that.
I'm gonna pay the $10 just so I can do the Misery simulator.
So without giving anything away, in this Resident Evil game, so you start off in a house.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Okay. But you leave the house eventually.
Then there are other environments. We'll just say that. There is like a sort of swamp area. There is an old house that's on the water. There are some other environments. Actually,
so it's a huge property that has different pieces.
And actually, now I think about it, you do end up leaving the property at one point. But yeah, the game it's very solid. I want to say like maybe the last hour and a half, not my favorite, but it's
always with games like that. It's like the
such a
ending
good
isn't
time,
the
though.
best part of the game. It's like the middle.
And
the meat.
the beginning is so good. This game does not play hard to get. Like, it doesn't. It's not. You don't have to like work to find like the joy in it at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
It is so good and so effective. And by the time you get to the end, you're just on board because you're having a good time. And even if the end is a little not the best, it's a conclusion of an experience you really had a good time doing. Yeah. Resident Evil 7 is a rockin' good time, and if you can handle it, I recommend playing it. And it's good even in 2D. It's not as scary, but it's still good.
I think I'd have to do the 2D if I was going to play it at all, which I think the last Resident Evil game I played was probably the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't play Resident Evil 4? That's like the big one.
I played most of the like the teasers that come out before the game actually launches.
Okay.
But I never played the actual game.
It's like 4, there's a reason why 4 is one of the most like re-released, remastered, of the series. It's good. But it is more of an action game. It was the first to get rid of like the fixed camera angles, and it tethered the camera to your back, and it was very gunplay heavy. And but 5, if you're into it, 5 has local co-op, and I don't know if maybe down the line when we have
a game night,
more and more listeners that are into it that want to see us possibly stream this, we could maybe do a split screen stream like couch co-op style.
Okay.
Because that is a feature of Resident Evil 5.
Wow. Ooh. Okay.
Because,
yeah.
Chris Redfield with the new model of him where it looks like he's wedged a bunch of cantaloupes in his arms.
Yeah, your favorite.
And Sheva, who is super cool. Some coworkers of mine have been bullying me into playing Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Oh, that's my favorite of all of them.
It's a lot of people's favorites, and
that's
apparently
my super favorite. And that's where the chickens come in, where you always get attacked by chickens in games. That's where that comes from. I think it is also one of the first games that I can think of that I played that had a charged attack. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, I don't remember ever charging a weapon before that game, but I could be wrong. Also, the thing I like about it is the nostalgia, because it's, a top view like the first one.
Yeah.
And it's so cartoon looking, and I just love it. It's one of the best games ever, I think.
I also have to make a point to just lay on the couch while Todd watches TV or something and do that, because Todd was watching a lot of TV in the last couple of weeks, because in a 2-week period, he watched all 6 seasons of Downton Abbey.
Oh, I saw all 6 seasons of Downton Abbey, but I saw them as they were coming out, so I had to wait.
He marathoned them, and it was kind of hilarious because I was playing Resident Evil at the time.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and like I would be like, oh, this horrifically violent thing just happened to me. And he's like, he said he couldn't play lacrosse, but he could. And it's just like, wow, our entertainment is very different.
Maggie Smith has all the best lines in that.
They're a bunch of catty bitches, especially Maggie Smith.
Yeah. Another thing that's not video game related, but I just finished Bitch Planet, which is another graphic novel.
I need to step up my graphic novel game. You are on it.
Thank you. This one is really good. It's by Kelly Sue DeConnick, and the artist is Valentine DeLandro. And basically, it's a feminist dystopian graphic novel set in a misogynistic future.
That could just be today, really.
Right. That's, I think about today. And also, The Handmaid's Tale is becoming a TV event.
Yeah, I've never read. You
start sounding like me.
I've never read The Handmaid's Tale.
It's really good. Basically, women have no rights in both of these futures, and they're just there to service men. In The Handmaid's Tale, they're basically reproduction devices. But in this one, women who are the bad girls or the ones who somehow disappointed their husband or whatever, they're sent off to this planet called Bitch Planet, and it's a prison. What happens is they're basically abused and tortured, and a lot of it is even televised for viewers and audiences to watch, just so that America could have great ratings on television.
Wow.
So it has all that worked into it. One of my favorite things about this graphic novel is that at the end of each episode is a classified.
That's
so
cool.
Like a fake classified, and they're fucking hilarious, and I'm going to read one.
Please do.
Actually, I'm going to read 2.
Go for it.
This one is a misconnection, and it says, long shot, but here it goes. 15 years ago, some stupid 80s club in NYC, you, drunk, we both smelled like Abercrombie and Fitch, me, pushed up against a wall while you forced your hand in my pants. I held the lit cigarette out in your face and you tried to talk my way to safety. I regret that I missed my opportunity to rip your heart out and shove it, still beating, down your throat. Call me. And then
That's
another
excellent.
one is, what every girl should know. Your vagina is disgusting. It smells like the inside of a kangaroo pouch, and he doesn't want to touch you because of the grossness. But thankfully, new brand douche, perfected by a leading gynecologist, gently cleanses and refreshes, making you feel feminine and special. Because what's more special than a vag filled with vinegar and chemical daisies? Available in spicy cinnamon taco for the girl adventurer.
Spicy cinnamon taco, eh?
Mhm.
That's awesome.
I love shit like that.
Yeah, I really need to step up my graphic novel game.
Yeah, that Pulp Fiction kind of.
Well, and I love a
awesomeness.
dystopic,
Yeah.
hellscape. That
Yeah,
sounds
me
great.
too. Some of my favorite movies ever are like those 80s post-apocalyptic. Like, have you ever heard the one Space Hunter
No.
with Molly Ringwald?
No.
We have to watch it.
Movie night.
It's like better than Mad Max. Not the new one, but the originals.
I think that's gonna be it for this one. We're trying to keep this a little shorter, but yeah, thank you for joining us, and follow us on the social medias. The podcast itself is at BitDiff Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, and you can always email us your thoughts, well wishes, threats, jokes, limericks, questions, whatever. At
I love a good limerick.
right at bitdiffpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah,
And where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at Cetine the Dream, and I'm on Instagram at Cetine the Dream, and I am on Twitch at just Cetine, my first name.
And I am on Twitter at Fast Danger, and I'm on Instagram and Twitch at Mr. Gladstone, where Mr. is spelled out.
Yes. Thank you so much for making this podcast successful.
You beautiful babies, you.
Thank you. And please, 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 please rate and comment in iTunes, because that's how we get followers. That's how people can find us. That's how they know we exist.
And also just spread the good word. Tell people. Tell a friend. Tell someone who would appreciate 10 minutes worth of cyber dick talk.
Oh my God.
Seriously,
Who doesn't want that?
we all have that person in our lives that just wants to hear about ones and zeros in the shapes of dicks.
It is a bit different.
So yeah, thank you. You've been listening to Bit Different. We'll catch you next
All right,
time.
Chowsies.
Bye.